For generations, the life of an African farmer has been a paradox, cultivating abundance, yet often living in scarcity. The fruits of their labor, the foundation of our economies, disproportionately enriching those who stand between the soil and the market. This is a story not of lack, but of access. Access to fair prices, access to opportunity, access to a future truly earned. The old system, riddled with layers of middlemen, operates under a veil of opacity. Farmers, often lacking market information or bargaining power, are forced to accept prices dictated by others. Prices that barely cover their costs, let alone allow for growth or investment. This imbalance, this exploitation, has been a silent drain on the potential of our continent. But resilience is in our DNA. Innovation is our inheritance. And a new dawn is breaking, powered not by tradition alone, but by technology. A technology that promises to empower, to connect, to finally put the control back in the hands of those who cultivate our land. Imagine a world where every transaction is transparent, immutable, and direct. Where farmers can connect directly with buyers, negotiate fair prices, and receive payments instantly. This isn't a fantasy, it's the promise of blockchain technology. In 2018, a small cooperative in Kenya began experimenting with a blockchain-based platform to sell their coffee beans. The results were astonishing. Farmers saw their profits increase by an average of 40%. 40%. Just from cutting out the layers of unnecessary intermediaries. And it's not just coffee. From cocoa in Ghana to cashew nuts in Tanzania, blockchain technology is being deployed across the continent, transforming agricultural supply chains and empowering farmers with unprecedented control. It's a game changer, a paradigm shift. But here's the twist. The very middlemen these farmers are bypassing, many of them are now investing in the very blockchain technology that threatens their existence. They see the writing on the wall, the unstoppable force of decentralization. They are trying to control the future, even as it slips through their fingers. Wait, what? The bustling markets of Lagos. The quiet fields of Kano. These are scenes that might seem worlds away from the digital frontier, but scratch the surface, and a revolution is brewing. A revolution powered by lines of code, but rooted in the ancient soil of Africa. Nigeria. A nation grappling with economic headwinds, fluctuating currencies, and a deep-seated distrust of traditional institutions. But within this crucible of challenges, something extraordinary is happening. Nigeria is now the second-largest Bitcoin market on earth. Pause. Let that sink in. Forget Silicon Valley. Forget Wall Street. The future of finance, or at least a very significant piece of it, is being forged in the heart of West Africa. And it's not about Lamborghinis and speculative trading. For many Nigerians, cryptocurrency is a lifeline. A way to sidestep crippling inflation, access global markets, and regain control over their own financial destiny. The numbers speak volumes. In 2023 alone, Nigerians traded over $56 billion worth of cryptocurrency. Driven, not by tech bros, but by everyday people, traders, entrepreneurs, and yes, even farmers. They are early adopters out of necessity, not novelty. But why now? Why this sudden surge in adoption? The answer, like the continent itself, is multifaceted. Years of economic instability, coupled with a youthful, tech-savvy population, have created a perfect storm. A generation hungry for opportunity, and unafraid to embrace new technologies to seize it. And crucially, a deep-seated desire to bypass the gatekeepers who have historically held them back. And here's where it gets really interesting. Imagine a farmer in rural Nigeria, toiling in the fields, harvesting his cocoa crop. Traditionally, he is at the mercy of middlemen, who dictate prices, control access to markets, and often leave him with a pittance for his hard work. But what if he could bypass these intermediaries entirely? What if he could directly sell his produce to buyers around the world, cutting out the middleman and capturing a fair price? Well, that future is no longer science fiction. It's happening now. The key: Blockchain. And the implications. Prepare to have your world turned upside down. And that's the power of blockchain, right there in the hands of African farmers. No longer are they beholden to opaque pricing and exploitative practices. They are charting their own course, building sustainable livelihoods, and feeding their communities with dignity. This isn't just about technology, it's about agency. It's about empowering Africans to control their economic destinies. It's about building resilience against a volatile global market. It's about a future where African innovation solves African problems, on African terms. If you're inspired by these stories of innovation and empowerment, consider fueling your own creativity and supporting our mission. Check out our creator kit for just $47 over at pornoafric.com/shop.html. It's packed with everything you need to share African story. The revolution is here, and it's being coded in Africa. Double tap and follow at pornoafric for more daily truth sparkles.